Hello folks, this is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball. I'm picking my numbers for the drawing on December 13th, 2017. I have 7 strategies with my game, Decoding the Powerball. So strategy number 1, the game card color code. Okay, so what you're looking at is what I call the game card. This represents all 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery. I really don't have anything for the red ball itself. My goal is to get all 5 white balls correct and win the $2 million prize with the power play option. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go to the Powerball homepage. And the 5 white winning numbers that just came up were the 25, 36, 37, 55, and 60. And again, I really don't care about the red ball. Okay, so what I do is I take those 5 white winning numbers and I put it at the top of this list. And then I take the last 3 drawings and numbers and I transfer them over to the game card as red numbers. Then I do the same thing with orange, green, blue, and purple. I have 5 different colors, one to represent each one of the 5 white winning Powerball numbers. So for this drawing here, I got 13 red, 16 orange, 15 green, 12 blue, and 13 purple numbers. Okay, so over here to this far right, this 184 represents how many color code drawings I kept track of so far. And out of this 184, 97 have been a 3-color combination. 69 have been a 4-color combination. 15 have been a 2-color combination. And only 3 times have all 5 colors come up together. And never has it been just 1 color. Okay, so since hardly ever do all 5 colors come up, the strategy is try to guess which one of these colors won't be coming up and eliminate it from the game card. Okay, so for this drawing here, I'm going to guess that no red numbers will be coming up. And the reason why is because when I look through the history of things, I just see a bunch of red. So I just think the red is going to cool off for a little bit, and I just don't think any red numbers will come up. So it will look like this with no red numbers to it. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate these red numbers off of the game card. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll to the right. And this is what the game card looks like so far. Again, with no red numbers to it. So when I block out a number like this, this means that I'm not even going to consider this number when I'm picking what I think will be the 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so if I'm correct in my pick and none of these red numbers come up, then I'm one step closer to that $2 million prize. Okay, so I'm off to the next strategy. Strategy number 2, the individual numbers. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the individual numbers. Okay, so up top here is the master for all the numbers. Okay, and over here to this far right, these are the 5 numbers, the 5 white numbers that just came up. Again, it was the 25, 36, 37, 55, and 60. Okay, so that makes it a 4-group combination. So I'm going to reduce this down so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so with the individual numbers here, you can see that there's 7 groups here. The first group holds the numbers of 1 through 9. Then the second group is the teens, then 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Again, for 7 groups total. Okay, so there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so 2 of these groups won't be able to have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so the strategy is try to guess which one of these groups won't have the winning Powerball number to it and eliminate it from the game card. Okay, so for this drawing here, and how I use this, this big square is good for 5 drawings, okay? And I like to break things down into 5 because usually it shows me a majority of things, okay? So why I use just 5 drawings here is because I like to go back and see how many actually hit in a certain group within those 5 drawings, okay? So the record is like 8, okay? The average is like 3. So I'm looking at the 30s, and this already has 5 in it already. Okay, so I'm just going to guess that no more 30 numbers will be coming up. So I'm going to eliminate these 30 numbers off of the game card. So I'll go back to the game card, and I'm going to scroll to the right. And this is what the game card looks like so far. Again, with no red numbers from the color code, and now no 30 numbers from the individual numbers. Okay, so if I'm correct in my picks, and none of those red numbers come up, and none of these 30 numbers come up, then I'm one step closer to that $2 million prize. Okay, so I'm off to the next strategy. Strategy number 3, picking the numbers I hope will miss from group 1. Okay, so what you're going to be looking at here is what I call my group 1 numbers. Okay, so basically what I did is I took all the white Powerball numbers and I divided it into 4 different groups and I put colors to them. So when the Powerball lands, when those 5 white numbers land, I record them down here in the stats. Okay, so of course this is for the red area, the blue, orange, and green. Okay, so for this last drawing, again the 5 numbers were 25, 36, 37, 55, and 60. Okay, so the 25 was down here in the red. All right, it shares the square with the 65. And then the 36, 37, 55, and 60. Okay, so there's 1 in the red. There was none in the blue. There was 2 in the orange and 2 in the green. Okay, so the strategy is trying to guess where this 0 is going to be. Okay, so if I correctly guess that no blue numbers were going to come up, I could have eliminated all these blue numbers. Okay, and that would have really reduced my odds. Okay, so for this drawing here, the first one I'm going to go with is option card number 1, no blue numbers. Okay, so I just think that there's going to be another 0 right here. So I don't think any of these blue numbers will be coming up. Okay, so the reason why is as I go through the history of things, you can see that like here, there's 3 zeros over here. Okay, and here's another 3 zeros over here. Okay, so it happens all the time, but it just hasn't happened to this blue area in a very long time. Okay, so I'm just going to guess that it's due to come up. And I'm going to guess that this is going to be a 3rd 0 right here. So I'm going to eliminate these blue numbers off of the game card. Okay, so this is what the game card looks like so far. Okay, so when I eliminated these blue numbers, I'm also going to eliminate the 8 out of this as well, because the 8 shares the square with the 66. Okay, so basically all I'm doing here is I'm just keeping track of groups of numbers and guessing whether they're going to come up or not. Okay, so the way I see it is there's 69 white ball numbers, only 5 can come up as winners, so that means 64 of them will be losers. Okay, so I just think it should be easier to pick the ones that won't be coming up than the actual 5 that do. Okay, so my whole strategy behind this game is to eliminate numbers and then simply pick from the rest. Okay, so I'm off to the next one in group 1. I have 15 of these option cards. Okay, so I want a bunch of options to choose where these zeros are going to be. Okay, so my next pick is option card number 2. No blue numbers. So I just think there's going to be a 0 right here. Okay, and mostly because I hit 13 drawings in a row. So I'm just going to guess that none of these blue numbers will be coming up. So I'm going to eliminate them off of the game card. Okay, so this is what the game card looks like so far. Alright, so I'm going to go back to group 1. And my next pick is option card number 3. No blue numbers. Okay, so the reason why is because it just had a run of 18. And then I had a run of 8. And now I just think that it's going to miss at 5. Okay, so I'm just going to guess that there's going to be a 0 right here. So I'm going to eliminate all these blue numbers off of the game card. Okay, so this is what the game card looks like so far. And I'm going to go back to group 1. And my next pick is going to be option card number 4, no orange numbers. Okay, and the reason why I'm picking this one is because orange is up to 30. consecutive drawings in a row. So I just think it's due to miss. So I'm going to eliminate these orange numbers off of the game card. Okay, so this is what the game card looks like so far. And I'm going to go back to group 1 for one more pick. Option card number 8, no red numbers. And the reason why is because you can see that this is a single 0 right here. Okay, so every once in a while it doubles up like over here or over here. Okay, now this one hasn't had a double in 16 drawings here. Or it has 16 single zeros. So I just think that it's due to double up. So I'm going to eliminate these red numbers off of the game card. Okay, so this is what the game card looks like so far. Alright, so I'm all done picking from group 1. So if I made all those picks correct, I'm really close to that $2 million prize. Okay, so now I'm off to the next strategy. Strategy number 4, picking the numbers I hope will miss from group 2. Okay, so what you're looking at is what I call my group 2 numbers. Okay, so much like group 1 where I divided things into 4 different groups, here I divided things into 8 different groups. Okay, so again, there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers. So 3 of these groups won't be able to have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so the strategy is try to guess which one of these groups won't have the winning Powerball number to it and eliminate it from the game card. Okay, so the first one I'm going to take is the option card number 1, no yellow numbers. Okay, so the reason why is because you can see all this red here and yellow. All right, so what I do is I keep track of every 5 drawings, okay, and that's mostly to show me a majority of things. So if there's 3 or more zeros, I color it blue for cold, like down here. If there's 3 or more hits, I color it red for hot. Okay, so just looking over the history of things, I can see that it's been really hot. So eventually, since the lottery is so random, I expect this to turn blue, okay, turn really cold. So I just think there's going to be a 0 right here, which means that I don't believe that any of these yellow numbers will be coming up in this drawing. So I'm going to eliminate these yellow numbers off of the game card. So you can see these 48, 56, and 64. And over here they're gone. Okay, so this is what the game card looks like so far. Alright, so I'm going to go back for another pick. And my next one is option card number 11. So I have 15 of these option cards as well. And I'm going to be taking number 11, no green numbers. Okay, so here's the stats for the green numbers here. You can see these green, 5, 13, 20, 28, 34, 42, and the 50, 63. This is the stats for them. And I just think that there's going to be a 0 right here. Okay, so I don't think any of these green numbers will be coming up in this drawing. So I'm going to eliminate these green numbers off of the game card. Okay, so this is what the game card looks like so far. Okay, so I brought it down to just 5 numbers. Okay, so the 5 numbers that I think are going to come up are the 2, the 9, the 41, the 46, and the 47. Okay, so one more thing I want to show you is the 50-50 picks here. Okay, so I'll just explain this to you real quick in case you've never seen my videos. What you're looking at is what I call the 50-50 picks. Okay, so again, there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers, so there's going to be a majority of either odd numbers or even numbers. So I'd like to keep track of that stuff and try to guess what the majority will be for that upcoming drawing. So this 228 represents how many drawings that get tracked of so far. And out of this 228, 112 have been the majority of odd numbers, and 116 have been the majority of even numbers. Okay? So I kind of thought it was going to be odd. And as I go back, you can see that There's 9, 41, and 47, so I like that. There's more odd numbers than even numbers. Okay, and then I have something for the high and low, and then the left and right. And I also have something for this red and blue. Okay, but the reason why I'm showing you this is because of the red ball itself. I do have something for the Powerball itself. Okay, and that's that red number right here. Okay, so you can see that the last one was a 6. So in this column right here, a blue means that it's low, 1 to 13, and red means it's high, 14 to 26. Okay, so there's only 26 red numbers total. Okay, so in this column here, a red number means that it's odd, and a blue means that it's evens. Okay, so for this drawing here, I think that this is going to be red, and I think that this is going to be red as well. Okay, so I think the Powerball is going to be a high odd number. Okay, so going back to the game card, again, I think that the numbers that are going to come up are going to be 2, 9, 41, 46, and 47. Again, accompanied with a high odd number for the Powerball. Okay, folks, if you're interested in getting my game, you can check out my website. Okay, it's www.patreon.com/decoding the Powerball. Or you could email me at decodingpowerball@gmail.com. Again, that's just decodingpowerball@gmail.com. All right, so I appreciate you watching, folks, and best of luck with your picks.